students, we have seen that the Clockwork Mouse was picked up by the woodcutters in the jungle when they were cutting the logs from the fallen ash tree. And it so happens that Jimmy's father had ordered for a truckload of logs for their house, and it was to be delivered to the to Jimmy's house. And Jimmy, when it came to be delivered to Jimmy's house, Jimmy had received, and when he was paying for the logs, the woodcutter was going to pay back the change. And when he took out the change money from his pocket, he had taken out the Clockwork Mouse also from his pocket. "Look at this," he said, and he put the Clockwork Mouse down on the bed of the pickup truck. Jimmy looked. Now, when the woodcutter had picked up the Clockwork Mouse and put it on the floor of the pickup truck, Jimmy just looked at it. "Where did you find that?" he said. It looked familiar to him, and so he asked, "Where did you find that?" "You will never believe this," the woodcutter said, "but it was in a bird's nest. A nest that had been in the top of the ash tree we cut these logs from. It's a Clockwork Mouse, see? No good to me. I haven't got any kids, and it's no good to you. Got any little brothers?" So Jimmy was at that time 14 years old. He was a big boy. So the woodcutter said, when he asked, "Where did you find this toy?" the woodcutter said that, "You won't believe me. It was in the bird's nest that had fallen down with the ash tree from where we have cut these logs. And see, this is of no use because I don't have any children. So what will I do with this toy? I'll have to throw it back. And it is not good to you also because you are a big boy. You don't have, do you have any little brothers? So they could play with it. You don't have any use of this." "No," said Jimmy, "but leave it with me if you like." "No, I don't have any little brothers, but you will you please leave the toy with me? You don't have any use with it, but I would like to keep the toy with me." The woodcutter laughed. "Okay," he said, "you are welcome to it. It's no use without a key." He handed over the toy and drove off. The woodcutter laughed at Jimmy that, "See, it is of no use to you now also because you don't have the key to it, and whatever, you take it, keep it. I don't have any problem with that." Saying this, he went away from there. Jimmy stood holding the Clockwork Mouse. "You couldn't be. Not after all these years, could you?" Now he was holding the Clockwork Mouse and looking at it and thinking, this cannot happen. After so many years, it was lost, it was thrown away again. Could it be my old toy? Are you the same one? He was asking. And then he thought, there is only one way to prove it is my mouse. There is, when he was thinking and asking him this question, that whether it is his toy mouse or not, he thought about a plan that, okay, I have an idea how to find out whether it is my old toy or not. He fetched the little brass key and put it into the hole in the left side. He went inside and brought the little brass key that he had kept with him and fit it into the keyhole in the left side of the mouse. It fitted, but it wouldn't turn. The key fitted into the hole perfectly, but it was not turning. "You must be terribly rusty," said Jimmy, and he fetched the oil can he used on his bicycle and squirted some into the keyhole. Now, Jimmy said that after so many years, you must be very rusty, and that is why the key is not turning. Then he went inside again and he brought the oil can which he used in his bicycle and put some into the keyhole, put some oil into the keyhole. Now then, he said, let us see if there is life in the old mouse yet. And he began to wind. So, he after pouring down the oil into the hole, he said that let us see whether this works or not. It is, and saying this, he started to wind the key. The mechanism was very stiff, but at last it was fully wound. Now, it was very tight to wind the key, but ultimately it started to wind up and fully wound. Then Jimmy set the clockwork mouse on the floor and slowly, jerkily, it began to move across the carpet. Now, after winding up the key fully, Jimmy put down the clockwork mouse on the floor and slowly the clockwork mouse started to move across the floor. Time had aged it a great deal. Now, this means that after so many years, the clockwork mouse's appearance had changed completely. How was it changed? Wind and weather had turned its coat a dirty yellow color, and the hair on it was patchy. Also, one ear was weasel-chewed, its body bore assorted tooth marks. An owlet had taken off part of its tail, and there was a dent in the top of its head made by a woodpecker. So, after so many years with the rain and storm and everything on its body, its hair on the body and the entire that shiny glossy feeling, it had all gone away. The hair was all patchy, somewhere it was blown out, and the parts of its body were missing because many animals have nibbled on it, chewed on it. So the appearance of the look of the clockwork mouse had totally changed by the passing of the time. When it came to a halt, Jimmy picked it up and looked into its beady black eyes. When the mouse came to a halt, when it stopped, Jimmy picked up the mouse and looked at its beady black eyes and said, I bet you could tell a story, he said. I wonder what happened to you. The clockwork mouse stared back. Now he said that I'm sure that there is a long story in your life, and I think that must be very interesting also. What was if you could tell me the story, it would have been very interesting. That Jimmy said, but the clockwork mouse, as it was a non-living thing, only could look back at Jimmy, could not reply about his life story after he left Jimmy's house and spent in the jungle throughout the years. So that was the story of the clockwork mouse. There will be a question answers PDF attached to the videos. Please copy down the question answers, do the homework which has been given along with them, and copy down the word meanings also. Thank you.